Well, a lot of focus, isn't there, in this campaign on the emergence of the so-called teal independence. Because of that, you might be forgiven for thinking that the Greens have vacated the field, but they haven't. Indeed, if there's a hung parliament on Saturday night, they're likely to be more powerful than ever. Today, as he fronted the National Press Club, Greens leader Adam Bandt released his list of 7 balance of power demands, including an end to all coal and gas mining, the wiping out of student debt, that's the HECS debts, it runs into billions and billions, increased taxes on business, and a Truth and Justice Commission to examine Australia's Indigenous past. From Brisbane, let's bring in my panel. From Brisbane, Sky News host Gary Hargrave, and from Perth, broadcaster Jane Marwick. Well, good evening to you both. Gary, a whole set of mad demands, but we think it's funny this side of an election we end up with a hung parliament, and these become very real. I was there in 2010, and of course Labor will roll over, won't they?
Well, look, they will, and Pete, $173 billion worth of costings. That's what the Parliamentary Budget Office says. $173 billion, you know, all of that is tax. The last thing this economy needs is $173 billion worth of additional costs piled onto it by an Albanese Bandt government. That's what you could end up with on Saturday. And not only that, they are joined at the hip when it comes to preferences. The Labor Party had a vote card, goes to the Greens goes to the Labor Party. You know that this whole thing is a joint venture because Labor's primary vote is so low and they add the Greens automatically on top. So you know not one Labor candidate will get there, or very few, unless there's a Green preference involved. And you know that's the deal that's already been done. And Albo says he won't do any deals. The deal's already been done, Peter. And $173 billion, wipe out the Queensland coal industry. Make sure that all of these various, we know what you should think kind of commissions are put into place. This is a nasty, nasty agenda. And I have maintained from word one, before the whistle was even blown on this election, that we should have been concentrating on what the Greens were doing. And when I say we, I mean the Liberal Party. I'm long-term a member of and involvement with the Liberal Party. So simply say the Greens are the big problem because Albo is so vulnerable. Psychologically, he is interested in only trying to keep the Greens out of his own seat, so he'll do whatever they want him to do.
And I make the point again, they are a locked-in 10% now of the electorate, and their preference discipline, returning back to Labor under our preferential system, is at 80%. Nothing at all like that on the other side with the centre-right vote that sprays away from the coalition.